So last week, Archie Comics launched a Kickstarter to help drum up support for their upcoming relaunch of classic titles like Archie, Betty Veronica, and Jughead. Also last week, Archie canceled that Kickstarter amidst a whole bunch of backlash from the comic book community. Man, who would have thought that Archie would be the cause of internet controversy? So yes, on Monday, May 11th, Archie Comics announced that they were launching a new Kickstarter page to drum up support for their upcoming relaunch of their line, dubbed Riverdale Reborn. This includes the already announced Archie relaunch by Mark Waid and Fiona Staples, but now we know it also includes a Jughead book by Chip Zdarsky and a Betty and Veronica book by Adam Hughes. Archie's publisher and CEO, John Goldwater, explained that the reason why they're turning to Kickstarter is to help them get funds to get these books out much faster to you. So instead of getting these books in September, October, we'd be getting them in like July. But of course, this was not without controversy. I know Archie isn't Marvel or DC, but they're still one of the oldest and largest comic book publishers around. Why do they need extra funding to get books out? Well, it had been discovered that Archie had recently signed a deal to get their digest-sized books into stores like Target and Walmart. So many people thought that this Kickstarter was really just a front to fund that. Goldwater dismissed these claims in a backer update, stating that they were actually spending their own money on the Target Walmart project. But this did mean that money that would have gone to publishing the relaunch was now going to the Target Walmart project. So that's where the Kickstarter came in. They needed us to help them out. Also, it didn't help that the backer rewards were less than enticing. A pledge of $10 only got you either a digital or physical copy of Archie #1, a book that will probably cost $2.99 when it launches. But I think perhaps the biggest problem is that Goldwater admitted that these books are coming out whether or not they reach their goal, that the Kickstarter is really just an attempt to get them out faster. But if they're coming out no matter what, why even bother? Comic fans are used to massive delays from Marvel and DC, so I think we can wait a little bit to see Jughead eat a hamburger. So, on Friday, May 15th, Archie canceled the whole thing, stating that the reason was because there was too much focus being put on the Kickstarter itself and not the books and the projects that were coming out. And once again, Goldwater confirmed that these books are still coming, just not as soon as he had hoped. Now, I don't want this to turn into an episode where we just shit on Archie for abusing Kickstarter, because I don't think they did. And I don't want people to use this video as an example of why Kickstarter is bad, because I don't think it is. Rather, I want to look at this as an example of how crowdsourcing can go wrong. Goldwater was trying really hard to convince us that Archie was the little guy, that they're not at the same level as Marvel or DC. Which, yes, is absolutely true. But neither is IDW, neither is Valiant, neither is Dynamite, neither is Image, neither is Boom, and as far as I know, they've never turned to Kickstarter. Plus, Archie is the only comic book publisher still distributing their work to supermarkets and drugstores, and now the two biggest stores in the country. They have one of the widest reaches of a publisher not owned by Warner Brothers or Disney. So the idea that they need our help just doesn't seem right. Perhaps I'm being unfair. I know comic book publishers are not multi-billion-dollar corporations that can afford to do big-time distribution deals and hire top talent whenever the hell they want. And plus, if a company like Warner Brothers can successfully kickstart the Veronica Mars movie, or Sony and Harmonix can successfully kickstart Amplitude, then why the hell can't Archie kickstart a relaunch? I think the biggest problem is that Archie didn't understand what Kickstarter was about. They can't treat it like it's a store where you just go in, buy something, no questions asked. You're asking people to either help you fund something or to help show that there's an interest in something. Either way, you're asking them to give you money for something that doesn't exist yet. So you need to A, convince them that what you're selling is going to be worth their time, and B, be as open and honest as you possibly can. Don't wait until people start asking questions. Be upfront about it right from the beginning. Tell us that this new distribution deal is costing you more than you thought. Tell us that you need our help to fund the new Adam Hughes, Betty and Veronica book. We'll be okay as long as you're honest with us. And don't be stingy with the bagger rewards. I know that sounds petty, but honestly, those are the best incentives for us to give you our money. But what do you guys think about Archie and the whole Kickstarter situation? Did you give them money? Would you have given them money? Let me know down below. We're anywhere on the internet. We are literally everywhere. Like if you like, subscribe if you really like, share this video with your friends. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time. This show is clearly aimed at adults, but aside from the violence, it's pretty tame for an MA-rated show. It's almost as if they're being cautious that kids might be watching this, but should they be cautious?
Yeah, but then you look at like the 8-bit and 16-bit era, you got...
Oh, don't get me wrong.
You got like tons of games that I would put in my top.
A lot more games in the 8 and 16-bit era hold up a lot more than they do in the 64 or 32-bit era.